Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about the utter failure of Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Remember, this is the Dragon Age game that prominently featured pronouns and proper pronoun usage. Mm-hmm. And the director of the game got gone. There are rumors that BioWare Edmonton, I think it's the Edmonton studio, is going to shut down. And now we're getting a better picture about the numbers. They're really not good. EA's stock is plummeting, and the game is already getting its final update.
When did it come out?
Like 2 months ago.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, we're done. Like, we're done here.
Done.
It's over. It's game over. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you will get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
Check out clownfish-.com. Join the reef. Help support the channel through the Plus Club or the Minus Club. You can also check out our merch. Go out to locals, and you can also join here on YouTube. We're kind of spreading it out a little bit. We like our fish all over the place. I guess. I don't anyway.
We like to spread.
We like to spread the fish wherever we can. God, it sounds like a euphemism. Anyway, it's like pulling a Bharv. Did you see that? Pulling a Bharv. So apparently in this game, if you misgender someone, you have to pull a Bharv, which is you do push-ups as atonement to show that you're really, really sorry for misgendering someone.
So how do you misgender someone in the game?
You call them the wrong pronouns.
Are we talking like real people you're playing with? Are we talking about
No, we're talking about fake video
NPCs?
Game characters. Yes.
So NPCs.
NPCs. Yes.
And if you misgender them, but how would you misgender them? Just give you an option? Tell him yes or tell her yes. You have to pick, and then if you do the wrong one?
I don't know. I think it just comes up in like a cutscene or something. I saw the cutscene. I haven't played this game. Very few people have played this game.
Okay, but if there's a cutscene showing you misgendering the person, that means that you didn't get to choose it. They misgendered for you, and then you'd be punished.
Well, they want to lecture you on pronouns.
So they literally made a whole cutscene. Okay, from what I'm understanding,
there are multiple cutscenes dealing with gender ideology in this game,
and you have to be punished because your character in the cutscene that you may or may not control used the wrong pronoun.
Yeah.
And they thought this was a good idea.
Yes, the person who was in charge of the game, who is on the gender spectrum, thought it was a fantastic idea.
I remember that one because I said, let me guess, they're on, and they were, yes.
Yes. So anyway, we've reached the end of the rainbow, and there is no pot of gold.
No.
For Dragon Age: The Veilguard. So yeah, EA stock is plummeting, plummeted 17%. As Dragon Age and EA FC 25 failed to meet revenue expectations. Now, actually, FC 25 did pretty okay. I think it was in the top 10, but mostly I think it was Dragon Age. This was supposed to be a big deal, and people are like, yeah, it's not good. They stated that engagement is down nearly 50% from the company's internal expectations. It was supposed to have 3 million players engaged. What does that mean? Is that copy sold 3 million players engaged?
I'm like, first of all, like 50% is bad. Like, that's a lot. And then, what you determine, you have to tell us what exactly engagement means. Does that mean no one's playing it at all?
Well, that's what I'm saying, because it said it notably does not refer to the sales numbers. It's player engagement. So the sales for this game had to have been a lot worse than that. I'm guessing.
Or did they sell more games but no one's playing it?
That could be too.
People pre-ordered it, and they're
forgot
like,
they pre-ordered
this?
Yeah. I don't know. That's a very curious. I've never seen that before. And they're trying to explain to shareholders why things are going to shit. And it's very, very easy. You double down on DEI and wokeness, and your once evergreen franchises went to shit. This is not hard to understand, and it's not YouTubers' fault. It's not Grums's fault on Twitter, because most people don't even know we exist.
That's what I was gonna say. Are they going to turn around and say, "Oh, because it's the YouTubers"? And I'm like, I'm so tired of hearing that. It is the silent majority, that is the problem, and you keep blaming it on both sides on the vocal minority, but it's not, because we're not big enough to tank an entire game.
No.
I just don't understand why you thought having cutscenes apparently where you misgender a character and then you're punished for it was something to spend time on. in a game. I mean,
because the director. So we had, and we're going to see a lot of this. We're going to see the long tail of this age, and we've got another video coming today about how tech is going to reverse it, and they're already starting to reverse it. But we have games that have been in development for 4, 5, 6, 8 years now, coming to market in an age where DEI is very much dead, and they're landing with a thud. And I speculated yesterday. I'm like, I don't know if these companies are going to greenlight these AAA games that take 5+ years to make anymore, because you don't know where the market's going to be in 5 years.
Well, beyond some, I'm looking at this too. Like, I don't know why you would do this in the first place. Like, having the stuff in the game does not mean that people who are, LGBTQ plus could not play the game. Anybody could play the game. You could have kept it to a place where it could be open to everyone. You still can have some, inclusion in there. The problem is that people got so tired of it being shoved down their throats, and being tired of, if you didn't like it, and it could have been for very valid reasons, it was all down to the fact that you don't like people that are different than you, and you're a bigot. Yeah. And I think that they destroyed it themselves by this behavior, and the people that are, shoving the stuff in the games destroyed it themselves by this behavior.
Yeah. And that's just it. Now people are like, oh, look, there's gay people and black people in this game. It must be woke.
Yeah, no, which isn't that. Yeah, I just thought you guys did this. Like, you're mad about it, but you're the ones that caused all the backlash.
So the stock this is the new wrinkle, because I did a video on this the other day, but the stock is dropping. They said the stock has been in free fall since Wednesday, an 18% drop in value as of the writing of this article.
But the market went up overall, didn't it?
Yeah. The market's doing great.
It's dropping against the market that's increasing. So you can't say, well, the market's down overall.
That's what they try to do that. We've had people before, and we've talked stock prices like Disney and stuff like that. It's like, no. Disney is underperforming the market significantly, or wouldn't make headlines in all these financial sites. No, EA is dropping as the stock market is surging, which tells you something. But yeah, they said that it's worth mentioning, shortly after launch, Dragon Age dropped significantly in price to boost engagement. What the hell does that even mean? What the hell does that mean? How many copies did you fucking sell?
That's what they're trying to say. They dropped the price to boost sales. So their engagement apparently is sales. Because they're saying they dropped the price to boost, meaning people would buy it and play it, is what they're meaning.
So well, I mean, I would say it's unsurprising. We saw this before with Suicide Squad. They're done. They're done with this game. Was it Crean Bush has left the company? There's talk that the Edmonton studio is going to get shut down, and they're releasing the final patch just 2 or 3 months after dropping this game. Dragon Age: The Veilguard patch notes sure make it sound like BioWare is basically done with the game now. This is coming from IGN. They said they released a new patch for the game, and in the same breath suggested it's basically done with it less than 3 months after launch. As spotted by Eurogamer, patch 5 includes just one quality of life improvement and a number of bug fixes, but it's the wording from BioWare that suggests this is the final major patch Dragon Age: The Veilguard will get. They're just washing their hands of this shit.
That's what
they're
like.
This is a disaster.
Why throw more good money after bad?
Exactly. And this is coming on the heels of the guy in charge of Warner Brothers Games getting gone, because they've had a lot of high profile misfires. But this is what they said on the site, I guess. Thank you all for playing Dragon Age: The Veilguard, all 20 of you. We were so happy with the game's stability at launch, and hope you have enjoyed our quality of life patches since then. With the game being in a stable place, we are moving to monitor for any game-breaking bugs should those occur. Moving to monitor game-breaking bugs sounds like players shouldn't expect any new content.
That's what it sounds like. We're just going to look for anything that breaks, and we'll fix that, but that's it.
And Eurogamer points out, they said it was a Dareth Shirel, means farewell in Dragon Age's Elvish language. So goodbye. Goodbye. We are done. We are done here. We are done with this game. That's crazy. It was the first new game in the fantasy RPG series in 10 years. It was actually, until they started releasing information, it was highly anticipated, as I remember. Like, oh my God, they're doing the new Dragon Age game. This is going to be awesome. And it's like, oh my God, they're doing a new Dragon Age game. And what is this shit?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep, it came and went, not with a bang, but a whimper. And that is the fault of the people who made the game. It could have been a phenomenal success. Amid the launch, BioWare confirmed Dragon Age Veilguard wouldn't get any post-launch DLC, shocking fans who had hoped for expansions. This week, publisher and owner EA admitted Dragon Age failed to meet sales expectations by a whopping 50%.
Okay, so that's it. It's not about engagement. What they mean is they didn't sell it. Right. It was half of what they expected to sell. That is a big deal.
There's been some smoke around Dragon Age the Veilguard struggle, such as it receiving a significant discount just a month after launch for Cyber Monday, and the departure of its director, Corinne Bush, from BioWare just last week. They're not going into the chuds. They're not talking about the chuds, right?
Well, that's they might have got a mandate not to, because that has nothing but tanked these sites. Here's the thing: I don't understand this, and this is in gaming or Hollywood or whatever. Why, when you do shitty work or you do something that's crappy, do you always blame the fans when they don't like it? It's like never their fault. It's always the fans' fault. And I think they're starting to catch on that that's a bad idea, including the journos. Maybe we shouldn't blame the fans, because that might mean we won't get views on our article.
Yeah. Well, that's just it. I think IGN, especially, they've been told to rein it in. They don't want to go the way of Polygon or Kotaku.
I was going to say, don't go full Kotaku. Never go full Kotaku.
And eventually, they'll probably wind up owning those sites anyway, I think, because they're buying up everything. It's going to be an IGN Valnet world, pretty much. By the end of the year.
There already is a Valnet world on the internet. That's a whole other story. But anyway, go ahead.
I just think this is funny. This is coming from some other websites, Analytics Insight. They said there are some more examples of the worst games released in 2024. For instance, take the performance of Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League. Its all-time peak on Steam stands at 13,459. Yep. In comparison, Dragon Age the Veilguard did exceptionally well.
That's
compare
true.
It to Pal World, compare it to Helldivers, compare it to all these indie titles that are just completely destroying you.
That's the problem. Like, they're trying to cherry pick and like, well, compare it to this one. It doesn't look so bad. And it's like, yes, but they expected twice as much. It doesn't matter if it looks great in comparison to Suicide Squad. The fact is they admit they expected twice the amount than they got. Yeah. So to them, that's a failure. And Disney used to cut like really popular games at their peak just because they didn't think there was going to be enough demand for it in like a couple of months.
We actually had an interview with Troy Levitt on Derezed, and he was involved heavily in Hogwarts Legacy, but before that he was on the team for Disney Infinity, and he basically said, they were incredibly successful, but they were looking down the road and were like, we might not be that successful in a year or two, and we've got all these toys and stuff. And Disney Infinity was actually the most successful toy to life game. That was a whole genre they have with Skylanders, and they actually pulled the plug on that at the peak of its popularity because it was profitable, but it wasn't profitable enough. And that was Niger thing.
So, I mean, when they're saying it's half the engagement, it still is a good number compared to, certain things. Compared to others, it's not.
Compared to the shittiest releases this year. But look at how much money these games, this is, EA spends a ridiculous amount of money on games. This is the thing. It's not just the player count, it's the amounts of money that these companies, these AAA studios, are spending on these games, and they're not getting a return on their investment. There's no path forward for this game. Nobody's going to buy DLC for this game. It's not going to be like Grand Theft Auto where they're playing it in 10 years.
Well, you couldn't anyway. They weren't going to have DLC.
No, but still, I'm saying there was no plan for this. So it was like it had to sell. And it's like, oh shit, this is the best it's going to get. And the same thing might happen with Assassin's Creed. I mean, we saw this with Star Wars Outlaws. Like, nobody cares about that game now. It came and went, and it might be the same with Assassin's Creed Shadows. It might be that it comes out and it's like, okay, it has okay numbers the first month, and then it just falls off a freaking cliff. And the gaming journos love it because they fly them into Quebec to play it, but doesn't mean that the game's actually going to sell well. Meanwhile, some team of like a dozen people can put something out on their own on Steam and kick your ass.
I was thinking Minecraft kicked everybody's ass, and it was like one person.
Notch. It was Notch and whoever he had helping him. Yeah, pretty much. He puts a sequel to Minecraft out, which he's talking about doing. Obviously, it's not going to be called Minecraft. That shit's going to sell. Like, it's, the follow-up to Minecraft from the guy who made Minecraft, and it's just him and maybe a handful of people he hired. It's going to sell.
It'd be called Craft and Mine.
Craft and Mine. Oh yeah, shit, that'd be funny. Crafty Miners.
There you
Call
go.
It Crafty Miners. That's how you get around the trademark. Crafty Miners. Are we gonna wrap this up?
Minor manufacturing.
Minor manufacturing. There you go. There you go. We gonna wrap this one up.
Yes.
I think we're going to wrap this up. All right, guys. So please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.